You've been so busy. Have you had time to pinch yourself? And have you had to pinch yourself because of how rapid and how much of a change it's been?
Yeah, I'll be honest, there's really not enough time in the day to think about it, to be honest. There's so much to do, so many places that need you. And so just trying to prioritize and be great right where your feet are in the moment. So whether you're on the road recruiting or you're in the office meeting with a player, just trying to do a great job in those different areas. But there's from recruiting for 22, recruiting for 23, recruiting the locker room, hiring a staff, full-time staff, support staff, trying to figure out where the needs are. So you're trying to be patient in some of that hiring process and trying to meet the needs of your infrastructure, and then again address the big vision, both currently and long term, in regards to what's best for the players. Are they having the type of resources, things that they need to continue to be successful, and then moving forward as we progress with transitioning from one conference to another, doing the right things there as well. So it's really been a lot of fun. Oh yeah, by the way, trying to find a place to relocate my family to as well, and I probably better put that as the most important thing. But no, my wife Julie, she's been wonderful in handling that. But everywhere we turn, there's help.
Yeah.
There's the people of Oklahoma. It's no surprise that the family is very real. You can't fabricate it, and so everybody's been just over the top helpful for us every step of the way.
I think Oklahoma fans want to know, after a few years, what is Sooner football? What is Brent Venables' impact? What do you foresee as just a couple of staples of Sooner football?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we want to be able to compete at the very highest level, but we want to do it the right way. So class, uncommon effort, uncommon toughness. It's important to me that the product that we put out there makes people proud. And it's how you do it, not what you do necessarily, but how you do it. It sends the message. Life happens in the game of football. Life's happened. There's so many lessons to be learned. And so how our players respond is important to me. And because I think that sends a message to everybody. We can either inspire or the opposite. And we can uplift or not. And so many people get so much joy by watching Oklahoma football, by following our recruiting. Just take so much pride in this university, in our on-the-field product, and how our guys handle themselves off the field. And so it's a special opportunity for all of us, to represent this great university the right way. And so to me, continue to build upon the pride. I know we've been proud of, we won 77 games in 7 years, and I've been in the playoffs, and I know that's not necessarily just the measuring stick, but I think that's part of it. We're in a performance-based profession. Our responsibility is to win games, but I want to win the right way, and with players and coaches that represent the standard of excellence in everything that we do, on the field, off the field, whether that's our graduation rates, whether it's who the face of the program are, and again, doing the little things right, on the football field.
Do you think Caleb Williams will be at Oklahoma this spring and fall? Think you'll have him?
Well, I do. I'd be surprised if he wasn't, but you'd have to ask him. And he's a wonderful young man. He's incredibly talented. I do believe that he and his family have tried to plant the roots right here and make this home. And so hopefully that'll continue to be a huge part of who they are from a Sooner family and the connectivity that I feel like has been established. And we need them. I think that the best version of Caleb Williams, combined with the supporting cast, coaching, playing, offense, defense, can be a wonderful marriage. And he's a wonderful young guy that's got big dreams like all young people. And hopefully him and their family feel like that we can help facilitate that again, our values and his dreams are our dreams and so forth. Obviously, we want to be a great teammate, but he's the face of our program moving forward.
The NIL, name, image, and likeness, I didn't like it when it first came out, and it's already turning into basically free agency. So Lane Kiffin said, hey, it's just going to go to the highest bidder in some cases. Texas offensive lineman, I think you may have lost one, $50,000 a year, 4 years, $200,000. How do you compete long-term with the people who print money?
Yeah, again, I think that, like I said in the press conference, I think it's important that we do a great job. We're on the front end. We're out in front in regards to understanding what we can and can't do within the rules. I know we can only help facilitate the process, whether it's the apps and things like that. But they're trying to be creative within the rules, follow the rules. I think it's a wonderful thing that guys can make a little short-term money. As long as that's not a distraction for what's most important. Again, 2% or less of all college athletes have an opportunity to play in the NFL. But so again, we want to really focus on the educational, the holistic development piece. Certainly, part of that holistic development piece is developing as a football player, and again putting the investment on return and the return on investment rather. Is a very real thing, and that's where you really need to spend the most of your time with, because that's generational change over here as opposed to, again, some short-term money opportunities. And there's a few guys on any elite team that might have even more opportunity than most of the players in your locker room. So I think that you got to be careful at protecting your culture. If that's the number one motivating factor for a young person to choose a school. Again, I just think that there's so many other talented players that are out there that, that can be part of the equation, but maybe that's not the most important, that they're looking for so much more than just that as a deal breaker. And I think this side over here, education, holistic development, great experience, winning, having a wonderful culture to call home every day, keeping the main thing. And I think that has more of an opportunity to create the generational change that college should be all about.
Brent, Sooner Nation was very displeased last year. The Sooner Nation wants to see a couple of things from you. They want to see physicality return to the football team, and they want to see effort. You've been about that. You going to guarantee the fans they'll see that?
I mean, I can guarantee that's where that's amongst other things. That's where the focus is going to be, without question. Those are non-negotiable, values for us as a football program. And we were 10-2, and we won 77 games in 7 years. And again, if you put all your problems out in the middle of the table and you compare them to everybody else's problems, I bet you we'd pull our problems right back here and say we'll keep ours. So are there things that we can get better at? Absolutely. Whether you win them all or you're not going to a bowl game, there's always things that you got to continue to progress and move forward with.
But physicality is going to be there.
Yeah, well, I think that you recruit that, you demand that, you practice that, and so that's got to be part of our DNA. You're going to win games at the highest level. You got to be physical. It starts on the lines of scrimmage. It goes without saying, but there's a physicality everywhere. And then, again, we have to be uncommon. Uncommon effort's got to be part of our DNA. To me, that's the number one negotiable of our program. Everything that we do, it needs to be about effort.
Brent, when Lincoln Riley left, among other things, one of the changes was some of the committed players. Number one running back in the country is out at USC right now. Your philosophy with Dabo Swinney and the players at Clemson in terms of recruiting, and maybe more specifically into this second signing period, which won't be here till February?
Yeah, so again, I'm about relationships, and a part of those relationships is trust and understanding of values and respect. Again, I think having integrity is important. I think the recruiting landscape that we have now, and again, the fluidity of it, and the players, their ability to go from one place to another really overnight is a tough thing to deal with. As far as the Clemson recruits and players on their roster, again, I'll just say this: I love Coach Sweeney like a brother. He's been a tremendous mentor for me, and he's family to me. And so we communicate often. And my job there was to bring the best possible student athletes to that program, and my job is to do the same thing here. And we'll do our very, very best in making sure we don't cross those lines when it comes to the interference and doing things that, again, just aren't right in this profession. So, how other people operate is, that's up to them. I'm not one to sit here and judge that, but just learned a long time ago, you just try to do what's right.
Finally, you put together most of your staff. It looks like maybe a couple are still out there. What's the timeline on that, and any surprises for us?
Yeah, I don't necessarily see surprises. As far as the timeline, I think it's important that we get the right guys, that we finish this staff off with the right people. And you don't just have this long Rolodex of all these right people. It's a smaller list, right? Talented coaches, great recruiter, great X's and O's, great people. It's a much smaller pool now, okay? And so for us, it's important that we take our time and find the best combination of really, really high-end talent, really, really good people that the values align, and because the last thing you want to do is to go get the next hotshot coach that the values don't align, and now there's the kingdom building mentality within your program, and that's not healthy for anybody. So we're going to take our time. Some of the people that we might be looking at are coaching and in very important games, and so we just got to be patient with that process. But we're going to find the right guys that are going to come in here and represent the Oklahoma brand the right way, are going to be about the right things, and are going to be tremendous value to our football family.
Thanks so much, and congratulations on the
Thank you,
gig,
brother.
and
Appreciate
best
it.
of luck. You bet.
Thank you.